everyone. So we understand how expensive it is to ship via next day air. So a lot of people are risking their chocolate shipping ground shipping and it's arriving melted. Now this is not a problem because this is couverture chocolate. It is not a garnish. You can fix this. You cannot fix a garnish. So I wanted to give you a scenario here of my melted chocolate that arrived. Now, depending on how severe your melted chocolate is, like if this is now kind of a solid block, you're gonna have to chisel it out and you're going to have to remelt it all and we're gonna table it together. If you have some pieces in here that are still in temper, then you still technically can do the seeding method, which I'm going to show you as well. So make sure you save whatever pieces are still in temper that you can use to seed to fix your chocolate. So first thing, take however much chocolate you need, put it in your bowl, and follow the tempering guide on every bag of chocolate we sell. So for dark chocolate, we need to take this to anywhere between 113 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna go warm this up now. I'll be right back. All right, so I warmed this chocolate up. We are at 120 degrees, so that's perfect. So this is melting all your chocolate down, okay? So the first scenario we are going to do is seeding. All of this chocolate is melted to 120 degrees. You're going to want to add about a third of the weight of your chocolate. So if you have pieces in your bag that are still in temper, you know, because I don't imagine this would melt completely, but if you are maybe in Arizona or somewhere where it's like 110 degrees, then it possibly could. So if there are any pieces, this is what you're going to seed into here, because the whole goal is to drop the temperature now down to 81 to 84 degrees, okay? Let your warm chocolate melt your little pistils and drop the temperature. This is going to cool your chocolate and let the crystals in the cocoa butter realign, which is called tempering. And if you don't have any more chocolate left, your only other option is going to be the second option I'm going to show you, which is going to be the tabling method. And the only way you can do the tabling method is if you have granite or marble, because you need this cool surface to cool off your chocolate. Now that it's so thick and shiny, I'm gonna check the temperature one more time. We're still at 89 degrees, so I'm gonna keep mixing. You want friction and these extra crystals. All right, we are exactly at 84 degrees, woohoo! So now your next step is, because this is so thick with it being cool, your next step is gonna be to warm it up so that you can actually use your chocolate. If you wanna make garnishes, you want it pretty fluid. If you're gonna be piping it into a mold, again, you want it pretty fluid. So at this really thick consistency, you're just not gonna be able to do that. So you want to warm it up a little. And the working temperature is between 86 and 90 degrees. So I'm probably gonna put it in for maybe 5 to 10 seconds in the microwave, and it should be good to go. We're at 89 degrees. That's perfect working temperature. Now you don't have to just trust your thermometer. You want to make sure it's actually in temper. So I take a piece of parchment paper because this has no temperature, and I will let it sit. And if it's not set within 5 minutes, it's not in temper and you're gonna need to redo this process all over again. All right, so my test subject here has set in probably like 2 minutes, so it is definitely good to go. Okay, so this is one method. That's only if you have some tempered chocolate left in your bag still that you can add to it to fix it. So the next method, if your whole bag is wasted and melted, then you need to melt all of it down of what you're gonna use, again, back to that high temperature between 113 and 122 again. So I'm gonna go remelt this for you. All right, I have melted this chocolate. It's a little high, it's at 127, but that's perfectly fine. You want to be in a range of 113 to 122, but all I need to do is just cool it down more. All right, so for the tabling method, this is going to vary based on your environment. If you're in a really, really cold environment, this is going to temper really quick. If you are not in a cold environment and you are actually in a warmer environment, it's going to take longer, so you really need to make sure your table is cool and that it's going to suck the heat out of your chocolate. All right, basic tools. A nice scraper is good, and an offset's really good just to spread it out and then to scrape it off and put it back in your bowl. Keep your thermometer handy because you need it. This is all very warm, so kind of like the seating method, we're gonna pour out maybe like 2/3 of it on the table. So reserve an extra third in your bowl because this is gonna be the warming so that you don't have to do that rewarming process. It's going to go with that colder chocolate that you're gonna put back in here and rewarm it, okay? So here we go. So you're gonna see this when it gets cool, it's gonna start to thicken and you want to move it a lot again. Lots of agitation. I have a huge table so I can spread this really wide so it can start cooling. Next, you want to put it in a pile because you need to temp check this. All right, I got it in a pile. Let's see what the temperature is. All right, I am at 81, so we are good to go. So you don't want to lose all this. Scrape it off. Take your bowl, be ready. You don't need to try to get all of this in your bowl, okay? So take a small section and scoop it in your bowl. If you have a bigger bowl, that of course is better, but you can put this all right back on the bowl as long as you take a little at a time. I don't want to lose any because you know chocolate is expensive. All right. So you see it's already setting on my spatula. I'm gonna mix it really quick back into this warmer mixture, and this should be the right working temperature now. So the working temperature again is between 86 and 90 degrees. Let's see where we're at. We are at 85 degrees, so working temperature is 86 to 90. So I'm gonna pop this in for maybe like 5 seconds and then we're good to go. All right, so now it's nice and fluid. Gonna check the temperature one more time. We're at 88 degrees. Yay! So this is working temperature. So now, just in case, again, gonna check. This should set within 5 minutes. And if it sets within that 5 minutes, again, you are good to go to make your garnishes or your bonbons, whatever you want to do. All right, so that is how you table chocolate. So the next time your chocolate arrives melted or you want to take the risk in the heat, don't worry, you can fix this. If there's still some little bits in the bag, you can use it to seed, which was the first method we showed you. But if it's completely ruined and melted, then you can do the tabling method to fix your chocolate. As you see, it has already started setting here. It is in temper. We have 2 successful tempering batches. And remember, even if it is completely melted and you did want to use it for tempering, it is still not completely wasted. Do not trash this. You can still use your chocolate for ganaches or mousses or any mix. Brownies, cookies, chop it back up. It doesn't matter. It's not bad. You just cannot do garnishes or tempered chocolate things with it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and tune in next week.